Alright, mock vine versus mock rope. There's been a big debate which one is better. Well, I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison today. I got both in the back of the side-by-side here. I'm going to hang them both in a food plot, throw a camera on it so I can watch both of them, and we'll see which one is better. So stick with me and I'll show you the results. Alright, I got my piece of hemp rope ready. Frayed out the bottom there. Show you what that looks like. Nice and bushy. Put a zip tie on both sides so it doesn't unravel. This thing's been weathering outside for 2 years, so there shouldn't be any petroleum smell or anything like that to it. I'm pretty sure it was 1 inch. Yeah, I think it was maybe 1 1/4 as far as the hemp rope goes. But alright, I'll hang it right off that bad boy. Let's see how it does compared to that. Alright, I got the rope set up. Bow stand right over there. Yeah, look, I got her nice and bushy. It's gonna rain here. A couple hours, wash my scent away. Zip tie on there to hold it together, and right at about belly button height there, versus the vine. Again, right at belly button height. Probably rough this up. I mean, it's already dirt, but I'll get a nice little mock scrape started in both spots. But we'll see who wins. I'm gonna throw a camera so I can watch both of these, and we'll see what the deer prefer. Which one has a bigger scrape right underneath it. Either way, I set up my own little scrape line right in front of this bow stand here. So, just having some fun today. We'll see what happens. I'll tag the videos here in a second. So, what did I find out? Well, they both got used. So it's easy to see why, some folks swear by ropes and other folks will swear by vines, because both of these did get some action from deer. Anytime you do a mock vine or a mock rope, location is key. You want to have it in a location where you're going to get a deer that'll bump it, because you need that deer to bump that mock vine or that mock rope to start that scent station and that communication hub and get other deer to follow suit. So did I see a difference with this trial where one got hit more than the other? Well, actually, yes, I did. I tried to keep tabs on my phone every time I saw a deer hit one or the other, just to see if there was one that had a stronger preference. And what I ended up finding out was that the mock vine got hit about 3 to 1 compared to the mock rope. It's not that they didn't hit the rope, as you see in this video, but the mock vine definitely seemed to be the one that they preferred. They also seemed to spend way more time working the vine as compared to the rope. Alright, let's see what actually was going on underneath both of these. So there you can see, got the hemp rope frayed out very nicely on the end. I do got a decent little scrape underneath here, so they were hitting it. Not a massive scrape by any means, but it was rubbed up. But let's check out the mock vine. Look at that. Nice big scrape. Vine actually got broken in half by one of those bucks. You can see that. So the last few days they've been hitting the hemp rope a little bit more, just because this one got destroyed. But I don't know. Pretty darn big scrape compared to that. So I mean, if I had to choose, I'm taking the vine. Vine is completely free of charge. Doesn't cost me anything. And I don't know, when I put the vines up, they just, as long as you get them in a spot where the deer are going to bump them and start that scent station, they really, really seem to love them. Alright, let me zoom out and show you what I'm working with in this area. So I got heavy bedding right up through here. That's aspen regeneration. Heavy bedding down next to like a pond marsh over there. There's shrubby cover, some aspen regeneration and whatnot, and then 65 acres of timber, planted trees, whatnot over there. So I actually feel like the hemp rope had the advantage in that a lot more deer tend to come from this way than just this one bedding area this way. But there are plenty of times where the deer Actually walked right past the hemp rope to get to the vine. So I definitely like the vines. I like the fact they're free. Like the fact that I don't have to buy anything. I can just find the vine and set it up. And now, if the hemp ropes work for you on your property, that's great. Go ahead and use them. I know not everybody has access to vines. Red oak branch works really well too if you don't have vines on your property. But as with anything, just experiment and see what works for yourself. This was kind of cool to put this to the test. I mean, I always knew that the deer love the vines on our property and most of the properties I set them up on, but it was fun to do this side-by-side comparison and see what worked, or see what they preferred when they had a choice. All right, that's all I got for today. That was a fun little project, fun to see what the deer preferred. I mean, the deer are the best teachers, right? They tell us what they like, and once we know what they like, we need to make sure that we get that on our property. All right, y'all take care. God bless.